Refugees not finding shelter in Toronto is an issue that has peaked in recent months to the point that the city's ombudsman is now launching an investigation into what went wrong. The grim reality for those seeking asylum in Toronto left to sleep on the street outside the city's shelter referral centre is now under the microscope. It's all based on the city's decision to block refugees from its shelter system earlier this year, when space was desperately needed.
It's important to ask questions about what happened in May, and at the same time look forward to building out the infrastructure and the capacity that we need to make sure that people are accessing shelter.
More than 10,000 people use the city's shelter system, which is regularly at capacity, including 3,500 refugees. The investigation will be looking into why city staff ended up referring some to programs and services available through the federal government instead.
It was shameful, and to use refugees as pawns in this way was really inappropriate on the part of the city.
That decision was made while in the midst of an election campaign. Since that time, Mayor Olivia Chow has made efforts to provide more access, but only when spaces are available. In a statement released today, Chow said, quote, "I have worked with city staff in recent weeks to ensure refugees are able to access both the refugee-specific system and the base shelter system. However, our shelters are full. Each night, hundreds of people are turned away, and half of them are refugees."
We certainly support the work that that team does, and it's important work. The city has done everything that it thought was the best use of shelter resources and what was best for refugees.
The province announced this week that $42 million in funding would be added to a housing benefit program for refugees, more than half allocated to Toronto. As part of the investigation, the Ombudsman's office will be speaking directly to those affected. However, that takes time, and so there is no timeline for the final report to be delivered. Mark McAllister, City News.